Robin Hood, Chapter 10. The Killing of Will Scarlet. One morning, Robin told Little Joan, "I had a bad dream last night. I dreamed that a man in the forest caught me and made me a prisoner." "You worry too much, Robin," Little Joan replied. "Maybe, but I know the sheriff and Sir Guy won't stop until they have killed us all. And then Sir Guy wants to marry my wife," Robin said. "But there are more merry men every day, even if the butcher is one of us now," Little Joan replied. "Yes, but, come on, we'll go and see if any of the sheriff's men are hiding in the forest. You check the river bank and I will look in the trees." Little John walked along the river bank. He stopped when he saw two men. They lay quite still in the grass by the river, with arrows in their backs. They were dead. "Two of our best merry men," said John sadly to himself. Suddenly Will Scarlet ran out of the trees, followed by the Sheriff of Nottingham and three of his men. "Well?" cried Little John, and jumped to his feet. But it was too late. The sheriff raised his sword and plunged it into Will's back. Will Scarlet was dead too. With a terrifying cry, Little John pulled out his sword, but the sheriff and his men were too strong for him. They took his sword and tied his hands and feet behind his back. Robin knew nothing of this as he walked through the forest. A man stood under a tall tree on a carpet of red and gold leaves. Robin didn't see him at first because he was dressed in a long hooded cloak. The man smiled and said, "Maybe you can help me. I'm looking for a friend of mine, Robin Hood. Do you know him?" Robin thought fast. "I want to tell him that I am Robin Hood," he thought. "It may be a trap." "Yes, I know Robin Hood," he said. "I will take you to him." When they were right in the middle of the forest, the man threw off his cloak. He was Sir Guy of Gisborne. "I have found Robin Hood," he cried, "and you will die, my friend. No one can help you now." "You are no friend of mine. You are my enemy," gasped Robin as he pulled out his sword. The fight was fierce, but it was soon over. Robin plunged his sword into his enemy's heart. Sir Guy of Gisborne was dead. Robin put on Sir Guy's cloak and picked up Sir Guy's horn. He blew it. Back on the river bank, the sheriff said, "I can hear Sir Guy's horn. I will blow mine to tell him where we are." And so Robin, in his enemy's cloak, found his way to the place where the sheriff sat on his horse with his men and where Little Joan lay. "Sir Guy," cried the sheriff, "I have a prisoner for you." "I will kill him with one blow," said Robin, running up to tell to Little Joan. But instead of killing his friend, he untied him. "I am not Sir Guy of Gisborne, Sheriff," he laughed. "I am your old enemy, Robin Hood. Come on, Little Joan, let's go."